Coming to you live from Windstorm 2021 at the American Contractor stage. Check it out, American Contractor Show. All right, guys, we are live right now at the American Contractor Show booth with none other than Matt Danskin.
Thanks for having me, man.
It's so good to have you here with us and to get to talk a little bit about what you guys are doing over at Restoration Referral System. And really, I think that you're a great example of why people come to Windstorm, because meeting people like you is what it's all about for contractors.
Appreciate that.
So, yeah. If you guys don't know who Matt is, I'll let him introduce himself and talk a little bit about Restoration Referral System and what they do. But I know a lot of people that use it, and they have amazing results with it. And so thanks for what you do, man.
Thank you. Yeah, so to that, what I do is I teach contractors how to get referrals from insurance agents. It's that simple. I focus on that one little area. I don't try to do everything, but we've been really effective in that one little area, one space.
Well, and that's a space that not a lot of people have a lot of success in, it seems.
Well, there's a lot of people that are doing things in that area, but they're not doing it in a very effective way. So they may be, I kind of joke about people going into an insurance agent's office with a box of donuts and a stack of business cards.
Right.
And they typically, you can get some business that way. You're typically going to get 10-20% of the agents to start sending you some of their business. That's not that effective of a use of your time. And so by being strategic about how we do it, being calculated in how we're doing it, we get way, way better results. And we try to set it up so that we're getting those referrals exclusively and we're getting all of that agent's business rather than just a piece of it.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. So how much of your business should be coming from agent referrals? Because most of the people that I know, they're doing like door knocking, they're doing Facebook lead generation, they're using telemarketing. But how much of it is from your clients is coming from their referrals?
You know, it's a growing percentage. So I would say they should want as much of their business as possible coming in from that, because that's the only lead source that they're going to have where they can choose which carrier they want to work with. And there's lots of great supplementing companies and all that sort of stuff to help you get paid, but it's a lot easier to start with a good carrier than start with a bad carrier. You're coming in as the trusted expert as opposed to a stranger. And so there's a lot of reasons why
Plus you're leveraging that agent's relationship with the customer, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that trust is transferred. So there's a lot of reasons that allows that to be more efficient income. And so you should want to grow that more than anything else. So for my clients that just started, they've got a handful of agents right out of the gate, and they're consistently building that, more and more agents, so they constantly have that kind of flywheel giving their business momentum. You should always be getting referrals from your customers. If you're not, that's probably a litmus test that there's some things you need to fix, right? So that should always be a part of the mix. But really, you should be able to, and you should always have a good website. You should always have a social media presence. Those things are always good. They're always going to benefit everything else that you're doing.
Though,
brand building,
it's
exactly.
Building trust, and then you double up with what you're doing. It's crazy. So, what do customers get, or what do contractors get when they come into to your system?
So,
how does that work?
Yeah, so it is I'm kind of weird in that I don't charge like a monthly fee, an annual fee. Once you pay for the system, you own it.
Okay.
And so when a client signs on, we start with an onboarding call, which is a live Zoom call. It's usually about an hour and a half. I call it drinking from the fire hose, right? Like, we're going to go through the entire process from beginning to end. All the information is going to hit them. It's probably not all going to soak in on that first call.
Right.
But they're going to be exposed to everything.
Okay.
Then they get an online platform. They get a login for everybody in their organization that they want to have one. And that's unlimited with our system. And they can go through, they can watch video modules, they can read explanations, they can read scripts of what we're doing, they can take quizzes, assessments, all that sort of stuff to make sure that everything's sinking in. And then I provide ongoing support. So for most of my clients, what we're teaching is not all that complex. It's a matter of doing a lot of simple things in the right order with the right leverage that makes it really effective.
That's
and
cool.
So they may have questions that come up, objections that are kind of unique that I help them with. So I provide that ongoing support. But for most people, they don't need a whole lot of maintenance, and they're off to the races to start building those relationships.
And then you're basically teaching their teams how to leverage those relationships, build those relationships with the insurance companies and with the agents. And because I've seen companies, we did a contractor showcase with Apex Roofing, and they had a whole guy. The whole department was all about just building relationships with agents.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies that do this. Obviously, the companies that work with me, are doing a lot of that. The way that we're going about it, which I think is important, is we're starting with the understanding this is a relationship, right? And relationships do well based on how well the people in that relationship meet each other's needs.
Right, makes sense.
So we have to first identify what those needs are for an agent. We have to look at how we're going to fulfill them, because we don't want to just give them lip service. And then once we know how to fulfill those, we have to provide an avenue to get ourselves in front of the agent where they're actually interested in what we have to say. And it's hard because there's gatekeepers. They've been hit up by tons of contractors over and over again.
Right.
And then once we're in there, we have to convince them that we are the only person that can meet their needs.
Right.
Because there's been a lot of roofers before us. There's going to be a lot of roofers or restoration contractors come in behind us.
Right.
And there's no point in doing this if we're just going to get a couple of jobs and then somebody else is going to sell that agent too.
I agree. Well, guys, your booth is right next to us. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
We get to kind of bounce stuff off each other here, but it's awesome to have you here, Matt. And you're doing such a great job. Everyone that I talk to that is working with you just loves what you're doing, and so I'm really excited about your future and being able to work together in the future as well. So thank you so much, Matt. If you guys are at Win the Storm, maybe you're around here today, come see Matt Danskin over here, Restoration Referral System. He's got a great system going on, and he's got a great presentation for you and can really help your business take off to the next level. So stop by. If not, if you're watching this online and you're not at Win the Storm, connect with Matt. Matt Danskin, Restoration Referral System. I'm sure we'll post something in the comments here, and we'll tag you guys for that. So
awesome.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Good having Matt.
Thanks so much for watching today's show. Make sure to like and subscribe our pages so that you can stay up to date with every episode. And by the way, this show is all about you, the American contractor. Be sure to comment and let us know what you want to hear about and what subjects you want us to touch on. We'll be sure to include them in a future episode. Thanks again, and I hope you have a great day.